Yeah, welcome back. It is that time of year. The snow misses Christmas by a week. The papers are full of Christmas theme parks messing it up royally. And there's a mad dash to Amazon, as we all realise is just over a week to go. But don't worry, it's panto time. Are we still laughing at the same things? Have recent events maybe changed our sense of humour? I went to ask one of the best, and it all happened in a land far away and a long time ago. Come on, Chris, the interview's at 12:30.
It's at 1 o'clock.
It's 12:30.
No, it isn't.
Oh, yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
Oh, yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
Oh, yes, it is. Joe, brilliant to see you in these fantastic surroundings of the Hippodrome.
Do you know what? They've been done out this year. We've got new carpet. Apparently the bloke that put the carpet down, when I got here, they went, the bloke that put the carpet, we thought it was you coming the door. Apparently they thought I was a carpet fitter. Times are hard, Joe's actually fitting carpets, but it wasn't.
Is this the magic carpet? I'm hearing so much about it.
Wait until you see the show, you'll see the magic carpet. This one smells really nice, so while we sit on is minging.
No, I'm very, very impressed.
Yeah,
tell me about this magic carpet. This is supposed to be, has to be seen to be believed, doesn't it?
It's very true, yeah. There's an effects company called Twins FX. There's two lads that I know, that Paul and Gary, who are just brilliant magicians.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen of the Aladdin Company.
You're on it a bit, aren't you?
This is your half-hour call. You have 30 minutes. Your half-hour call.
I'm on the
The house is now open. The house is now open.
The house is open. That means they're all coming in to watch it.
We'll speak quicker.
You've got to speak a lot
Get the
quicker than
interview
this.
done.
Yeah.
You haven't changed yet, have you?
I haven't done anything yet. No, I have to get all the magic pants on and everything. So we have this magic carpet.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. And these guys, they do all the kudos pantos, all the special effects, and I hate it. I'm honest with you.
Yeah.
I hate the carpet because I can't eat before the show because it does a full 360. I'm sitting on it. It's two of us, me and Alex Gerard, who plays Aladdin. He's behind me, I'm in front, and it goes out, it flies. It's great. Oh, it's lovely sitting on it and doing all that over the audience's head as well.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, click, it does a full 360. It's not a quick one either. It's a real slow one.
Yeah.
It's like the worst ride you've ever been on Disney, right? It's like, oh no, they want to go slow. And anything you've eaten is just coming up, really. And I always think, oh no, what happens if I'm sick over the front row?
That wouldn't be good.
This wouldn't be good at all, no.
Yeah.
That's proper 3D, that is then.
Yeah.
But no, it's great. It's a spectacular event when it happens. All the kids are screaming. It's
I get
wonderful.
vertigo in the under fives teacups and fun fairs.
Oh, and I can't
never
go on
mind
that.
this.
Can't do that either. No, the Dumbos and all of that.
But listen, you've done this, what, 30 years?
32 years, Panto, yeah.
Does it change? I mean, you know, there are different times, do you want the other minute, you know, and people a bit more careful what they say, what they laugh at. Do you think humour changes?
I think humour does change over these, but I think ultimately funny is funny, and that's it. You know, this show is very funny. Marty's great in it as well. Marty's very funny. Marty Pello, but I grew up, you know, even though I'm older than Marty, I grew up with Marty Pello. Not, you know, he was in Glasgow. I didn't mean I grew up with him, but I grew up listening to his music, even though I'm a couple of years older than him. And he's a legend. He's fantastic. A couple of years, 5. And but yeah, it's fantastic to be out there with Marty. It's Marty every time I'm like there. Marty Pello playing Ebenezer. He has this 1,000-yard stare on when he's looking at you as well. You know that you think, oh, is he really upset with me? And what he does with me, he lets me run around him, and I make the script up as I go along. As long as I give him the cue line out, he knows when he's coming in. And sometimes he just stares at me, shaking his head, going, "What is he talking about now?"
But that's the thing about panto. You know, you say you make it up as you go along. You prepare it very carefully. A lot of ad-libs in there as well, but you prepare it.
You have to know what you're doing before you can play with it. I learn the script before we get to day one of panto for rehearsal, so that then when we start rehearsing, I muck about from day one, so everybody knows what to expect. You know, I don't do the script at all. From day one, this is what you're going to have to expect with me, and they accept. As long as I give them the cue in and the cue out, they know when they're coming with it, and it works that way for me.
What's the special about panto for you then? You know, this is kind of such a is it even British? Is it French? I don't know where it originated, but it's such a tradition, isn't it? In this country?
Yeah, it is a tradition. It's been going for hundreds of years. I think what's important to me is particularly my favourite shows are the school shows. The past 2 days we did the 11 o'clock shows. Just 1,900 kids, you know, ranging from 5 to 13. And it's the first experience that little kids have of going to the theatre. And normally, you know, kids nowadays are going about with, you know, iPhones, iPads, computers, all that sort of stuff. And oh, sorry.
They're looking for you.
Yeah, I know they are. Yeah, they'll have to wait. Yeah,
they'll wait. We've a couple of minutes.
They're normally playing on their iPhones. You know, they're look at this. Looks like real sky. Looks like real people. If you come to a theatre, you can actually interact with real people and real sky. And it's the first experience they get of that, and that means they get a theatre goer all their life if they enjoy it. And you actually get a wall of sound though. 1,900 kids, right? Booing and screaming, shouting at you, rub the lamp. It's amazing. And with the 3D, it's great because when they got the 3D glasses on, there's all these scary things coming at them, and we can actually watch the monitor of the kids, right? and it's fantastic.
Do you know
to
what?
watch
You know that you're kind of. It's just the infectiousness of your past. You're like a kid yourself.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Have you kind of felt sometimes I've never really grown up?
No. I'm 57 years old. In my head, I'm still 11 years old.
Yeah.
I still laugh at the stuff at 11 years old.
But you still push yourself, don't you? You see you sort of doing these documentaries.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
The challenges and all of that. Does that just come, or is there a big plan?
No plan. I've never had a plan. You know,
plan.
No, if you don't have a plan, nothing can go wrong. That's the way I look at it. Just basket. I've been basking it for 35 years in the business. Still here, more luck than judgment, and I still love doing it.
Yeah, and you've got, of course, some mothers do have them coming out, haven't they?
It's coming out next.
I can't think of better. It surprised me in a way when I saw it. And I thought, could this be better cast? I mean, you are just made.
No
for that,
acting required. I am Frank Spencer. Everything. Yeah, the reason it came about, I was doing Spamalot in the West End, and the director from Spamalot was in there, and it was a real hot day. He was in the theatre behind Charing Cross, and all the dressing rooms were underground, and it was stinking hot, and I had this fan in there, and it weren't working. I was taking it apart, and I put it together, and he was sitting there talking to me about some bits about the show, and I put it all together, and I plugged it in. It went boom, it flew out. I went, you know, you're like Frank Spencer. I went, yeah, I am. He went,
ding.
That was exactly it, and that was the moment that it was conceived.
But for following the footsteps of Michael Crawford, you know, and he's one of those actors who was a comic.
Oh yeah.
You're the other way around in a way.
That's
comic
right, yeah.
taking on the role. I mean, is there a wee bit of intimidation?
Oh,
like
there's a
that?
lot of intimidation. You've got big boots to fill. Do you know when it was written though? It was actually written for Norman Wisdom first, and Norman turned it down.
Really?
And then they offered it to Ronnie Barker next. And Ronnie turned it down. And then Michael got it by default apparently. So I'm not doing it. I'm not doing an impression of Michael Crawford. I'm doing my interpretation of Frank Spencer, which is no acting required.
Yeah, and your stand-up tours going as well.
Yeah, I'm going back at the end of the year. I'm going back out on tour, doing all that. I just like working.
Yeah. What would you love to do then? I mean, you say this stuff all kind of, in a way, falls for you, but
well, I've got a book out now. I do everything. I've got a book out of short horror stories called Dead Knobs and Doomsticks. I've got a pilot's license. I fly. If I could go back 30 years, I'd be a pilot.
Yeah.
But
you were a pilot.
I am a pilot. I still am. Yeah, I'm still a qualified pilot. Yeah. Still got the flying license.
Well, just a final point, because they're knocking doors here, and they want, for some reason. I mean, the show's on in half an hour. I don't know what their panic is. They'd be cool guys, but you know, the voice. Seriously, you know, you're a boxer, you're an action man, you're a big guy.
Yeah.
It's a very distinctive voice.
Well,
don't get me wrong.
I've had it for 57 years, so it's not that distinct.
It is your real voice.
Well, I said no. Normally I sound like Barry White. No, it's for me. I've had it for 57. So I've heard it every day for 57 years. So to me, I don't think it's that distinctive. It's what I've grown up with. You know.
And it's your fortune. I mean, it's you, isn't it? At what stage did you realise? Hang on, my voice is a little bit.
Well, I didn't. I don't think I ever did. It doesn't sound funny, you know. But anybody that knows me goes, no, he sounds like that all the time. What's the matter with you? But it's not that distinctive to me.
Yeah,
you know?
well, it's a great voice. And finally, back to the pantomime as well. The cast. I mean, Marty Pellow, as you say, and you've got a terrific cast. Is it important to get that chemistry? Because there's no real rehearsal time for these things.
No, we get 10 days and that's it from start to finish. That's why, for me, you have to learn the script before you get it, because there's not enough time to learn it and to put it on. So it's important that the cast gel, which is, as I said, Marty's great. He's written all the music for this. So we've got a couple of pop songs in there, but all the incidental stuff, he's got a great couple of numbers he's written himself. And it sends, you know, like, oh, this is the proper voice, this is the wet voice coming out. And at the beginning, all the women scream, not because they're scared, because they're all screaming at him.
It's Marty Pellow.
It's wonderful.
Listen, it's a delight to see you, and you've squeezed us in. I really do appreciate that. You'll have a brilliant one, and enjoy your time in Bristol as well.
I will indeed. Thanks for your time, Steve. Yeah, a bit of boxing love, Thanks for your time, mate.
I wouldn't take him on at boxing, actually. He's pretty fit. Great guy, lovely fella. I have to say, we run things to the wire, as they say, in this business and on this programme. But going down there and literally getting into the dressing room, getting all the cameras set up and having a chat, and he was just absolutely so accommodating, even though they were knocking on doors and trying to get him to come out because, of course, the show was due to start in a few minutes' time. But you know what they say about people in show business, you know, who've been around for a long time and get to the top, they're the nicest people. And Joe Pasquale, if you get a chance, go and see him. And of course, big stars in all the pantos around all of the made TV cities. Who knows? Next week, he may be featuring another one. You just don't know. Don't forget, we'd love to hear from you on the show. Any of the stories we should be covering, get in touch with us. Use the hashtag TWSLF on Twitter, and you can email me. It's theweek@madetelevision.tv. theweek@madetelevision.tv. If you want to get in touch, you've got a great story for us. Please do get in touch, and we'll Sorry, Chris, what are you doing?
Where do you want all this camera equipment, Steve?
We're still on the air.
Oh, sorry. We're still on?
Are you just back?
Yeah, I've just got back now. It's freezing outside.
Well, go and leave it over in the corner there.
Over there. Okay. Sorry. Sorry.
Yeah, you walked up that hill okay, did you?
Yeah, it was okay. Yeah.
I'm sorry there wasn't enough room in the car.
It's not a problem, you know. It's for the show.
You didn't bother Joe, did you? You got that autograph?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
See you next week. That's about it.
See you later,
See you
Steve.
next week. We'll be talking to Doctor Who writer Kath Scott, among others. That's all in 7 days' time. I will see you then. Bye-bye. Have a good time.